All right, let's hear it, Tampa Bay.
The hottest city in America. It makes you absolutely world class. A national map of sustainable communities.
It all starts in Tampa.
This is the stuff that makes Tampa the place you want to live.
For the win.
Hello, hello. Woo. My name is Hampton. I am an arts and economic development consultant. I'm also a ninja dancer. Credit to my fans at home. I'm going to talk a little bit about rethinking the way we develop arts communities and systems for economic development through creativity in the arts. And I'll start by telling you a little story that takes place on a faraway land called Pinellas County. Pinellas County, up until 2009, was spending as much as $2 million a year on a traditional vehicle for supporting the arts, the government-funded Arts Council model. As you can see here, when budgets got tight, they divested of this program and looked for a new way to accomplish the same mission without spending as much money. So that's the problem. How can we take very limited resources that we're working with now and affect change on a large scale in Pinellas County, particularly where we have diverse communities, and it's really tall. If you ever driven the whole thing, it takes like 2 hours. So luckily, I had experience doing no-budget arts development, not by choice, it's because I don't know any rich people. So I already had some projects like this, but some of this you might be familiar with. What came out of this is an organization called Creative Pinellas. And Creative Pinellas was started and pitched to the county, and we have been working for about a year now to redevelop processes that incubate, develop, sustain arts communities, and I've come up with some really interesting sort of core principles that I'd like to share with you some specifics, and then we'll talk about sort of broader things that we've learned along this process of setting this up. The first thing is that you've got to tell people what's good. You've got to tell people the amazing things that are happening. There's a lot of stories that go on every day. Taking a curated approach, driving people to the things that are sort of outliers is one of our main focuses. We also try to make philanthropy fun. Philanthropy is really not fun. So we do these things that are called socialized giving, where we have this feast as a meal-based funding program. People get together, they hang out, they give a little bit of money, we pull it together and make something cool happen with it. Patrons program is a new thing that is a person-to-person micro-grant program that lets small donors connect directly with artists that need their support. Sometimes $200 makes a huge difference in the life of an artist, and we're setting up an infrastructure to go down that level. For all entrepreneurs in the room, this is a program that turns artists into entrepreneurs. It's a 6-week training program we're launching over the summer that takes artists and teaches them business skills. So why does this matter? It matters because people all over the country are trying to solve this same problem. Everyone is trying to figure out how to replicate what Austin did. And thinking through new ways of solving this problem has led me to a few key principles. The art matters. The quality, the relevance, the authenticity of the art product that we're supporting makes a huge difference in terms of economic development. It's different in education. In education, every time a child creates anything, there's magic that happens. Economies are a lot less forgiving. We don't talk about Nashville because all the musicians there suck. The next thing, the idea of referring to our support of the arts as a form of investment, a community investment, has become very popular. No one ever talks about how they paid $100,000 for Apple stock without the next question being, did it go up, did it go down, what's the return? We're focused on the first number. We invested $1 bajillion into the arts. Our system of metrics to monitor progress is sort of out of date. Coming up with new measures that look at outcomes instead of outputs is something that needs to be considered if you're trying to affect this sort of change. This is the biggest thing in my industry. Over the past few years, in just 3 years, we've seen Kickstarter, which is one of a number of these platforms, change the way people think about giving, a combination of technology and comfort with transactions online. Kickstarter this year will fund more creative projects than the NEA. Arts organizations are set up where as much as half of their revenue goes into fundraising. This separates your revenue stream from the product that you're creating and the democratization of capital from giving is going to change the world in organizations like Tampa Theatre and also in bands and artists all across the country. I missed my last slide. That was a bunch of websites. Anyone get that?